Oh, hi. Welcome. I am Miss Campbell, and I teach 6th and 7th grade English. I'm so excited to have each of your students in my class this year. So welcome. This is the Book Nook in my house. And this is where every Friday at 11:10, students and I are going to sit virtually and enjoy a cup of tea for Tea with Miss C. We're going to talk about books, enjoy a cup of tea, and get to know one another every Friday at 11:10. So that's the first announcement of the day. The second thing that you need to know about my class, as the parents of my favorite humans, is why I call them my favorite humans. So every day, every time the class starts, I say, hello, my favorite humans, because I love middle schoolers. I think they're the greatest people in the whole world. And so that's why I greet them every day and say, hello, my favorite humans, so that they know that they are loved and that they are cherished. Which makes you the guardians of the humans, which I also love calling you that because it makes you sound like the guardians of the galaxy, and anything that sounds like a Marvel character is cool with me. So welcome, guardians of the humans, to our crazy book nook on this weird journey that is digital learning. Below are a bunch of links for resources for different things about my class that parents need to know, so please check those out. The most important things to know are, first, that all of the reading in my class that I focus on is free reading. It is more important to me that your student love what they are reading than what they are reading. So if you see your kid reading a comic book and you're like, that can't be your homework, it can be. Or if you even see them reading the side of a cereal box, I told them they're allowed to read the side of a cereal box. They just have to keep reading. As long as they love it, I do not care what they read. And in fact, they don't even have to read at reading level. They just have to love it. And then they come on Fridays at 11:10 to Tea with Miss C, and we talk about it every week. So they can read absolutely anything in the whole world that they want. That's the first most important thing to know about my class. The second most important thing to know about my class is a very weird project I started a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, I faced my worst fear by riding the Goliath roller coaster at where is that at? It's at Six Flags. I rode it at Six Flags, and that had been my worst fear for 20 years. And the moment I got off that roller coaster, something changed in me where I felt like I could accomplish anything. And so I did. A month after I rode the roller coaster, I flew to Alaska, got on a helicopter, and ice hiked up of a glacier in Alaska. 2 weeks after that, I surfed in Hawaii. And every time I did something I was scared of, I felt more empowered and more brave. And so when I got back into the classroom last year, I wanted to pass that feeling off, that empowered, I can do anything feeling, to my students. And so we have an entire year-long project called the Adventure Book. And below in the links, there's a whole thing about what that means and what that looks like, and the safety precautions I have put in place to make sure that our kids are not doing anything stupid. But it's a whole year-long project. So when they're asking you to do daring things like maybe walk a block by themselves, or we had a kid last year learn to cook with sharp knives, it should be supervised by you and should always have your permission, but that is what we're working on, is being braver to become more independent. And along that line, the most important thing that you can do to help them with that assignment specifically is to let them email me themselves. We're gonna do an entire learning segment on how to write a proper email and what to put it in to both a teacher or just professional emails in their future in general. But the best thing that you can do to help your student through middle school right now is let them email their teachers themselves. Let them handle it themselves, let them communicate for themselves, especially in crazy digital learning. Most of the questions are gonna be online and it needs to be handled by them. They need to be in charge of their learning. You absolutely need to check up on them, absolutely. I'm not telling you to let them be by any means. They absolutely need your oversight. In fact, you are welcome to stare over their shoulder while they type the email, and you can even make them do it, but the words have to come from their fingers and their mind. I would really appreciate that the emails come from them, because that it continues to establish the relationship that I have with them, and keeps the conversation going, and also helps them become more independent. So of course you are welcome to email me. Of course, if you have a problem, completely talk to me. But I really want the emails specifically to come to the students about their grade. And again, you can hover over their shoulders while they write it. But that's what I would really appreciate, is if the emails about their grade or about the class came specifically from them. Speaking of grades, I made another video down below that talks about what you're looking for in Aries. I'm getting a lot of comments about, oh, this is missing, this is missing. It's not actually missing. On Aries, you have to click a specific button to see that if it's missing or not. So there's a whole video that talks about how I do Aries and what it looks like in the actual grade book. There's another video down below about specifically how I run my Google Classroom, where you can always find the links in the homework if you are absent or if you're struggling with anything, where all the help for that is. So that's another video that I'm making. A little bit about me. This is my 3rd year at John Muir Middle School. It is my absolute favorite place in the world. It was my dream to work here for 4 years. It was my dream, and I finally got it. And I absolutely adore it. It's the perfect family. I love working here, and I specifically love working with your kids. I think that they are the greatest. I was a college professor and a professional theater writer, theater stage manager before I came into teaching, but this is exactly where I want to be and exactly what I should be doing. So that's a little bit about me. So that covers it. We've got free reading. Yes, they can read comic books. That counts for their homework. There's also going to be a video about where to get books. I gave them a whole slideshow about it, but if you want to know, I also have included it down there about where you can get books during COVID, because I know that's tricky. So yes, they can read comic books. They're going to be doing a lot of weird things to be facing their fears. If you have any questions about that, let me know. But again, it will be perfectly safe, I promise. I will not cause any harm to your child. And please have your children email me. Those are the 3 most important things: is free reading, our adventure book project, and have your kids email me themselves to build independence. If you have any questions, I have a form down below on the links below for how to get in contact with me, or you're always welcome to send me an email at Rachel, that's Rachell. My last name ends in EL, and my mom wanted it to match, so you need to make sure that my first name spells Rachell, and then Campbell, Campbell. Otherwise, I will not get your email if it doesn't have both. And then, of course, that's at burbankusd.org. So Rachel Campbell at burbankusd. If you have any questions, I am always available, and I would love to talk to you. There's another link below as well on all the information you need to contact me. In general, it's a very good idea to just bookmark, that's the word, to bookmark this slide that you've been sent. It is just a published web link. If you bookmark it, you can always find all of the information that you need about our class right there. That is all information for parents. And I will also be updating it with student work. It will also have our dares that we do, and you'll be able to see the updated dare board. So all of that is included right here on this one-stop shop for Miss Campbell's English class. It is an absolute pleasure to get to teach your humans. Thank you so much for lending them to me. I can't wait to be on your team, and let's do this crazy digital learning thing. We've got this. All right. Have a good night.